This is episode 74 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm your host, AJ Hughes, and I'm here with my co-host, Kung Fu Kenny'd out. You know what I'm saying? GNX is out. It's out now. They put out the album. Let's just start there. Let's just dive right into it, bro. What did you think? Did you see it surprise drop? Did my text notify you? Did you see it somewhere else?
I did see it surprise drop. I was very surprised when I saw it. Honestly, shock drop. Wasn't expecting that to be what I was getting on this Friday, but I was definitely hyped to see it. I feel like just listening to the album, it felt like more of a fun Kendrick album to me. It didn't feel like he was trying to get too deep in stuff, except for certain songs. Man of the Garden, I feel like he was trying to more so get on that. It was like a song of affirmations. That's what that song felt like to me. Just him going through different stuff he deals with in life, and then why he deserves the world because of these things. But I liked a lot of the songs I heard. I would probably say there was only about 3 songs that I was kind of one that I saw the internet going crazy about that I was like, personally, was that the Pac flip. I just didn't like it at first. Like,
You didn't
in my
like it?
ear wrong. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was weird. I wasn't expecting it. After I listened to it a couple times, it was cool, but it's not something I feel like personally I'm going to go back to like that. But otherwise, like, I would say my standouts, Heart Part 6 was probably my favorite song. I really liked what I heard from that, as well as Hey Now was another one of my just personal favorites. It gave me really West Coast, Drake Yoda Ruler, the monotone flow. That's what it was feeling like. And then I really like Luther with him and SZA. I feel like this was in that vein of like Love and some of the other stuff. So yeah, love this project though.
That's cool because you took a lot of different things from it that I didn't take from it for real. My favorite, those were some of my least favorite songs, if I'm being honest. Luther was. I didn't like Luther as much. And then I thought the Pac flip was actually really good. I thought the only reason I liked it is because of the story. I've listened to it probably a dozen times by now. The story he's telling through the song was really interesting to me, right? He was telling the story of notable artists and their battles with their demons. And in the last verse, it was a conversation between God and the devil. And he was basically referencing back to the 3 verses prior, or or is it 2 or 3 verses prior of the artist he was speaking of. Like the first verse was about Al Green. When I had to go do some Genius history, go look, you know what I'm saying? But I just thought that was an interesting concept for a story. It's like the Nas, the gun song where he like pretends to be the gun. I enjoy lyrical storytelling in that way. But I also was like, at first, I don't know. The West Coast thing to me is like a hit or miss. I don't particularly listen to many West Coast artists, if I'm being honest, that make that type of music. But there were songs on here that I got down with, like the title track, GNX. I didn't like it the first time, and I kept listening to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is hard.
It's funny just because GNX was one of the ones I didn't like. So I feel like that's the feeling I was feeling around like talking to multiple people about it is everybody got something different from it. And I think that might have been one of the points. I think the other interesting thing that I like about it is the fodder, at least around this might not be the album. This is the mixtape. There might be another project coming. I do think we were pretty close to when he was going to drop something, but I still think we could get another album. So who knows? Maybe something before the Super Bowl.
A second album would be crazy. But at this point, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was 21 or 22?
22.
Oh, 2 years. You still got mad time. How many songs? This was only like 40 something minutes of music. Like they say he'd make albums super. Like they say he made Euphoria in 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So if he cutting songs like that, he got mad time to give us another project. But I think, I don't think this is it. I think something with him and Beyonce is coming. I think that's coming. Just because, is it the Christmas game, the Christmas NFL game that they have now? Beyonce's performing at halftime. And they had that song, America. What was it called? America's. You know the song I'm talking about with Kendrick and
Most Wanted.
Let me find it. I'm looking it up. Right. Has a problem. And I think the theme of the ad plus the picture that she posted and the artwork on that song, I think they got something planned. I don't know.
I can see it.
We're gonna see. Not much to say. You know what I'm saying? Kung Fu Kenny did his thing. You know, we're gonna like it, of course. But the album, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to the second album more than I listened to I listened to Moreo by Wizkid. He just put out an album named after his mother on Friday. What did you think of this? What did you think? I'm gonna give them the stats in a bit, but what did you think off the first couple listens?
I like this project off of the first couple listens. I feel like Wizkid is one of those artists like Blast, who we're going to get to later, who can really do no wrong in my eyes. You're not going to drop a lot of music being WizKid that I'm not gonna personally like. I feel like this is another one. There's been so much music. I was trying to make a top 10 list, but it's gonna be top 15 this year. And I was like, I
Yeah.
just forgot how many projects have come out, but there's just so much music that I want to listen to that this is one that I really want to dive into more, but it's gonna take me a little minute. I think this is one that's more love, less ego, to where I'm gonna be listening to it into the next year. And I think WizKid, Ashake, a lot of the Afrobeats artists make quality music that will stand the test of time that you can listen to into the future. So I think this was a good project. My favorite songs, just our first couple listens, Bend is a really good one. Like that one, that's one of those dirty Afrobeat songs that really hits my soul. And then I don't know if this was, I don't think this was, I think this was the second song, but Karamo was another good song that I liked a lot. But this is one I want to give more of a listen to. So
Yeah, this album was so hard to me, bro. This album was so hard. Like, it was worth the wait. I do agree. Like, he is in that blast lane where I don't feel like project to project over the last three, there's been a ton of. I feel like the evolution has honestly been sonically and production wise. P2J has just been in another. He's been in another zone. Like, P2J produced 12 of the 16 songs on this album, and he produced a lot of the songs on More Love, Less Ego. And so I think honestly the change in the last couple of projects has been more P2J than anything, right? Like leaning into the log drum and other types of production, which I really like. I like this Bad Girl song with Asha K. I like this one more than the one on Asha K's project, MMS. I like the intro a lot. And then there's a couple songs on here I like a lot. Like I like Lose towards the end. I like Bend as well. The Brent Faiyaz song sounds better in the flow of the project. I didn't like it initially, and I could do without it, but it's cool. And then the Bad for You featuring Jasmine Sullivan, that one is hard. That one is hard. I like the way that he comes into the track after Jasmine in the first like 45, 50 seconds. Like he almost spitting when he come in. It's hard. But yeah, I don't know. Will this project get more burned than More Love, Less Ego? I can't tell you yet. I don't think so. I don't think so.
for me personally, I don't, just off first listen, I don't think so. More Love, Less Ego has like, it has really records that just hit deep with me, like records that I have core memories with. This again, that Blast album, it's No Love Lost, right? That's the
Yeah.
one, him on the front. Yeah. But that one, same thing. Like I feel like there's so many core moments connected to it. It's so hard for me to be like, oh yeah, this one's gonna be, it's gonna get as much burned with me. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Those are the two biggest albums that came out. What do you I ask you this every 3 or 4 months. Are you tired of deluxes?
I would say yes, but I feel like I'm tired of deluxes that are not like damn near new albums, because I feel like a deluxe back in the day, like even back in my day, I could even say now, because even when I was younger, deluxes were basically new projects, and now we'll get 2 or 3 added songs. He added a new disc here because he did the whole 5 disc breakdown
Yeah.
thing, so he added a whole new disc here. But still, deluxes are so, it's hit or miss. It depends on what type of deluxe it is.
These next three are interesting to me for a couple of reasons, but we could start with one and then just work in the other two. I'll Always Come For You Deluxe Blast. He had 5 new records. He had 2 songs with features. He had Bino. What's his last name? Bino what? Rudeau?
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know how to say it.
Bino. You know what I'm saying? You already know if Blast Bino. And then another one with K Camp and Dej Loaf. What did you think of these 5 tracks, and which did any of them are they gonna get burned later, like more than the album?
I think the song with Deja Loaf and K Camp is gonna get a lot of burn with me. I think it'll get just as much burn as some of these songs on the album. I missed hearing Deja Loaf on track, so this is definitely gonna get burned for me. But I think
She
that
gave us like
"Not in the
8.
Mood" was
She gave
another
us
good
like
song.
I was gonna say she
Go
gave
ahead.
us like 8. It was like 8 bars. It was like 16 bars. She wasn't even on there that long. But
Yeah,
continue.
but still, I feel like that was one that it'll get burned for me. Like Blast, if Blast is on the song, it's gonna get some burn for me. But
Yeah.
that one, Not in the Mood, Said and Done was another one on there. But this isn't something I'm gonna be like, no, I gotta click the deluxe to hear these songs. If I want to hear the Blast song, I'm gonna just go back to Blast. So yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, I 100% agree with you. I felt the same way. Not in the Mood is my favorite song, but I feel like you have to transform the album or expand on it dramatically for it to make sense. Like this, like the John Legend, if y'all know me, John Legend is the reason I got into music for real, started playing piano. And it was this album that kicked it off. Get Lifted, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? And so they did a 20-year anniversary deluxe and they like transformed a couple of older songs and added new songs. But the thing I like about this is one, the way that they reimagine some songs, it's like this is a completely different song. Example, they did a flip on Ordinary People with Thames as the feature and they just expanded on the production and they made it a duet. That's a whole nother thing as opposed to featuring Thames and you throw a Thames verse on like if they would have just threw a Thames verse on the end of that classic, I would have been mad. But I'm not mad at the attempt to try and do something else, right? And then they had a couple other songs that I liked a lot. Ninth Wonder he redid one of which beat did he redo? I'm looking at it right now. Used to Love You. He redid that and it was featuring Black Thought, which I thought was dope because you know how I always come in here and say, bro, we just need to start flipping old John Legend and old Keisha Cole and Alicia Keys samples. And that's the soul sample that Kanye was doing. He did it. He literally did it on this project. Like he did another one, Let's Get Lifted Again. And he put Killer Mike and Lil Wayne on there. I think it sounds hard, bro. Like I was actually genuinely surprised by this. And I would recommend anybody that likes John Legend to. I would go back to this. This is something I'm gonna go back to, and it's basically a whole new project, like you said.
I would definitely say go check this out. Then I'm gonna go check it out because we're gonna get to soul samples later with Cordae, but I agree with you. There's a lot of R&B artists that I would love to hear their songs getting flipped right now, especially Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole has some of those pops. Obviously, some of those ones with Diddy we're gonna have to leave alone, but everything else, y'all go get that. Y'all go get that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Also worth mentioning something that I haven't listened to it all the way yet because I don't like what is it called posthumous music.
Yeah.
Like when somebody Juice WRLD is on the album, and I gotta find out if he made that song with her or they just went and bought a Juice WRLD hook or something like that. I don't really particularly like when they do that, but this is also a classic rap album. The Pink Print is a classic. Hopefully she did it justice. I haven't listened to all the songs on there. There's a song on there with Davido and David Guetta that I like, but it's definitely on my radar. I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay.
Tell me about the Crossroads really quick. I did see Cordae drop, but I haven't even clicked on it.
This project was one of my favorites that came out. I think this came out last week, but it came out at a good time too because there wasn't a lot of other projects for me to be looking at while it was out. I was able to really focus on it. And I like this project a lot. There's a Kanye feature on here, but one of the main things that I saw through this album was how influenced by Kanye Cordae is. Like there's so many good R&B flips on here. There's a lot of good ones. And I feel like he flipped Heard Him Say by Kanye off of that was Graduation, I think.
Oh, for real?
Graduation or no, that wasn't Graduation. That wasn't Graduation. That was College Dropout. But
Late Registration. Oh, Heard Him Say is Late Registration with Adam Levine.
Yeah,
and I heard him say, yeah.
But this one had, like I said, had a lot of good flips on here. I really like to see how Cordae stretched himself. Pause. I think that he used a lot more melodies on here. Like he was testing it on the last album on songs like C. Carter and Champagne Shots with Freddie Gibbs. But I feel like he was really trying to get more into that here. And then, like I said, beats are really great. And I'll probably say my favorite songs off it: Nothing's Promised, Back on the Road, and Never See It. Also, Never See It was with Juicy J. Back on the Road was with Lil Wayne. I have such a Juicy J bias. It's crazy. As soon as I saw Juicy J, that's one of the first songs I ran to. And then Back on the Road, we heard the Lil Wayne Cordae mashup, when he did the single that they dropped. But this was another song on the album where they had another verse together. I'd love to hear like a 4 or 5 song EP from them. But I just like to hear the growth from Cordae. Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely interested. Was the Lil Wayne song the one that he released as a single a little while ago? It's another one?
Yeah, it's another one.
Oh yeah, no, that's hard. Because it was called like Saturday Morning. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Saturday mornings, yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, no. Lil Wayne and Cordae go hard together. Pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lil Wayne is just honestly the best. Should we have gave him the Super Bowl strictly off features? Yo, could Lil Wayne do a Super Bowl set with just features?
I think song-wise, Wayne could have did a Super Bowl set. Performance-wise, we've seen so many Wayne examples of performances. It's not looking hot for
it's
that
15.
part.
Okay, it's 15 minutes. Give me 5 records that would go off. And I guess the You know what? Give me 5 that will go off at an LA Super Bowl. Super Bowl, not because New Orleans is biased, right? Like it's gonna go off just because it's Wayne. But 5 songs that will go off at a LA.
Okay. Lollipop. I actually, the song on the Carter 5, not the one that Yo It Up though. What's up though? 5, 4, 3, 2.
Uproar.
That would go up. Yeah, I just couldn't remember the name. That would go up. I feel like a Millie would still go up. 6 foot, 7 foot would go up, and Miss Officer. That's maybe 6. I think I said 6. What were you thinking there?
But put those up to put those up next to Kendrick's 5, right? Let's say Kendrick does Don't Kill My Vibe, Humble,
Yeah.
All Right, Not Like Us, and he could even do another one from, I wouldn't even do Backseat Freestyle. Maybe he does one of these songs. Let's say he does TV Off or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not, Miss Officer and Lollipop are not gonna get it done.
You don't think so?
No, because think about the type of environment you in. You don't. That's not a Super Bowl song. That's not a stadium song.
I feel like people say that until he gets there.
You think 80,000 people are gonna be in it? That's what you want?
I think Wayne has like more. I feel like he has more reach than people are giving him credit for. Like when Wayne was really on his run, and the songs that people are gonna know from him, they know from him. Like them songs, he had songs that were like on the radio consistently. Of course, he had all these mixtapes that he was doing and all this other good music, but there was Wayne songs consistently playing on the radio. So I feel like Middle America heard him. Middle America got to get a little bit of Wayne. Maybe they didn't get it as much as like a Drake or even some of these other people that might be like, oh, we should put him at the Super Bowl. But I feel like people are really doubting Wayne musically. Like stage performance wise, I'm with him. I've seen some of the shit. I don't want it either. But music wise, I think people need to go take another look.
Fair. I respect your opinion. I respect it. I don't know if I agree, but I respect it. Yo, okay, so you put this on here, and I saw this article, but I didn't read it all the way through. But I think the title is interesting, and it does pose a couple of questions. Do you want to get into this, or you want me to get into this? I think you should.
Yeah, I'll get into it. So basically, as of 2023, I know it's 2024, about to be 2025, but these are 2023 numbers we're getting here in 2024. So music business worldwide, check your stats guy. But ad could go right here. Okay. But basically at 45.5 billion in 2023, music copyright now worth more globally than cinema, new report finds. And then to get into some of the numbers here, the value of music copyrights, both recordings and compositions, jumped 11% to 45.5 billion in 2023, making music 38% larger than the global music industry. I think those are the biggest numbers we need to cover. But this was interesting to me because I thought it was cool to see I feel like the movie industry popped globally before the music industry popped. I think the movie industry has had like a longer stake at least, and to see it get passed up in that way is pretty cool. I also think that's come with, I would say, probably like motion pictures, like box office motion pictures coming out. There's new stuff coming out on Netflix, HBO, Hulu, all these different streaming services, Disney Plus, to where people are not sitting there going to the movies as much. They're not doing these things. So it does make a lot of sense to me. But I'd love to hear what my co-host has to say about this. I just got a notification. If y'all haven't watched yet, go see that Squabble Up video. I'm hearing there was a Roots reference in there. That's what the little scene was from. But I think that's really cool. That's something I'm gonna go dissect. But either way, listen to some music. Who watches movies anymore? You know, Mike Jack was better as a musician than he was in The Wiz. Yeah. But yeah, I do think this is a very interesting topic, though, and I think we should discuss this more at length. My name is Antonio Hughes. If you don't know, I'm half of the Real Arnar podcast here on YouTube. If you guys can see, we're almost at 1,000 subs. You know how long it takes to get one person to buy one of anything? We got 1,000 people consistently listening, guys. Just share this with one friend, and you could get us to 1,000 subs by the start of 2025. That's all we need. That's all we're asking for. You see this? I'll be very grateful if you can get us to 1,000 subs.
That ad was crazy. We're about to start doing our ads now. The reason, so I was sitting here thinking about this while I was fixing the camera, right? And there's a couple of reasons for why this is the case that makes sense. And I do think it speaks to how people consume media, because media is now so cheap, and now you can get it on streaming services. You can watch movies on your phone, or your laptop, on your iPad, on a TV, or go to the theater. It's like a higher, it's harder to get people to the theaters, right? So they're not selling as many tickets. And media in terms of movies and TV shows versus music is consumed at a higher clip than movies and TV shows, because once I watch a show, like, how many shows do you rewatch? Like, how many shows do you really rewatch?
Probably about 2 or 3 on a consistent basis.
And whereas like your favorite 30 songs are always going to get played, right? Like you just always going to be playing them. So it just has a longer, it's just more consumption that they can get on the streaming services. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't surprising to me, but it does raise the question more to somebody like Colt, like in movies and in TV show, like where's the money going? Like, how, if you're trying to build a business in cinema, movies, entertainment in that way, like what's the new business model? Because I think theirs is still changing a lot. You know what I'm saying?
We've talked about it on here, but that transition of people putting up their projects on YouTube and on streaming, different streaming services, doing Kick, Twitch, all that. There's so many different ways for people to put out their media, like you said, that it would make sense that the global movie industry as they hold it, probably not including the independents and the smaller movie houses and stuff like that, is like music is outpacing it now. So yeah.
Woo. Woo. Yo, that's a great way to end it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Our live studio audience, thank you. What songs do you want to share with the people today? You know what I'm saying? A lot of music dropped. There's a lot of music you could give people.
So much music dropped since our last pod, but I will give y'all these two. Amine dropped a little 4-pack too. I really like this 4-pack. Guys, I'm an EP man. They ask you, are you ass man or you tis man? I'm an EP man. Okay, I love EPs. All right, I love EPs. But Passenger Princess, Amine, and Smino, really good song here. Smino, just like Blast, just like Wizkid, can't make a lot of stuff that I don't like. Amine, we're going to come on here and talk about why he's one of the most underrated artists of all time soon. I'm just playing, but and then my other song is no, I actually think I gave that one already. Well, I was talking about the John Baptiste. Everybody go listen to Fur Elise. I think that's how you say his name. I'm really bad with names, guys, if we haven't realized. But Fur Elise, like I said, this album, he's remixing a lot of Beethoven songs, and I really like this. This was just a really calm listen. So if you want something different to listen to, get out of rap, Afro beats, all that, you're just like bump it all. Go bump that John Baptiste. So those are my two.
Okay. My two, we got No Attachment by 450, right? I'm getting more into my dance hall bag, and I came to a big realization before this podcast that you all will see manifesting in the next 3 to 6 months. And I'm excited because we need to get back out. We back outside dancing. You know what I'm saying? No Attachment, 450. And then I'm not, until Burna Boy give us some music, I'm not suggesting y'all go listen to none of his music. The second song I'll go with is, so I was watching videos of Justin Bieber during his I'm Black era, and then I saw a video of him singing White Boy Wasted, and it made me remember that he collabed with SZA. And so I was listening to the Snooze acoustic remix featuring Justin Bieber, and I know he said the N-word, and so we write him off sometimes. But what I will say to this, I'm not justifying racism and him using the N-word. I would never do that. But he got too many slaps to ignore.
That's true.
You know what's interesting about growing up where we grew up, Tonio? What? You could be hanging out with a motherfucker and he just like the racism pop out like 7-8 years down the line. That's just the society we live in. You remember Connor H?
I think so.
You don't have to say his last name if you do. You don't have to say his last name if you do. But, bruh, senior year, there was a party, and Akeem and Ryan and some other people, it was at his house, and they showed up. Connor opened the door. He was drunk. He was like, hey, yo, no niggas allowed. And he closed the door. And I was like, and yo, you know the meme of the dude?
Yeah.
Like, bruh, when they told me Connor did, I'm like, yo, me and Connor have been cool for forever. I've known him since literally kindergarten. And it was like, yo, the racism just popped out of him, that the liquor was flowing, and he was just like, yo, maybe that's what happened to Justin. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. But Justin has too many slaps for us. Even that most recent album, he had a couple on there that were really like I had to go back to him. Like even Peaches, bro. Like I hated Peaches when I first heard it, but like now it's a cool little bop, bro. It's a cool little bop.
For sure. Shout out Justin Bieber on this black podcast. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out colonialism. But yo, episode 75, live from Colombia. Live from Colombia. What are you talking about? Yo, December 1st, we about to be on the map. I'm telling y'all, after 30 days after this 30 days in December, we're gonna have a whole I'm gonna have a live studio audience. We're gonna be that big. I'm just saying. Anything you want to leave the people with? I think you do ads really well. Read another one.
You guys, 1,000. We're almost there. Almost there, guys. We're building a community out here, strong, independent black people, and we're not discriminating. So if some white people want to come along with us, hey, jump on the coattails. Let's go. Hey, we're getting to 1,000. Hey, by the time 2025 is over, we're gonna be at 100,000. We're almost there. Subscribe. Send this to 3 people. Send it to your moms, your grandma, your dad, your girlfriend, your side chick, anybody you could think of. Send it to them.
Yo, and if your grandma got dementia, send it to her again.
What'd you say?
Yo, we'll see y'all next week, man. We'll see y'all next week.